Roar. Growl. Snarl. Bellow.
Welcome to Paleobites, the podcast about science hosted by an English major. My name is Matthew Dahl, and each week I and a rotating series of guest co-hosts talk about and rate a genus of prehistoric animal, be it dinosaur, mammal, arthropod, and so on. This week I'm joined by a dear friend of mine who I've been friends with for a long time and is a nerd in many different areas, except for dinosaurs, but in other areas, though. Please welcome Lexi Ryan. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm ready to talk about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Nerd-specific dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah. We got some good ones here that we're going to talk about. But before we get to that, I like to ask co-hosts a dinosaur-related question. And usually when it's the host's first time, I like to ask them what's their favorite dinosaur. So, Lexi, what is your favorite dinosaur?
You caught me off guard. All right.
If you have one.
So, well, yeah, I have to, just have to think about it,
Yeah,
just have to think about it for a second.
I will edit out the hour of pondering that you will have.
Yes, let me just sit here silently for the next hour. No, so immediately I think what most kids or people in the 90s think of growing up that weren't probably you or maybe my brother who's also really into dinosaurs, but like Land Before Time.
Yes.
So I'm like, who is my favorite character from Land Before Time? Oh, like Littlefoot feels like too much of an obvious answer.
A Pachycephalosaurus.
So probably, I think, was his name Spike?
Spike, Stegosaurus.
Spike is badass.
He is.
Yeah.
He eats a lot.
He eats a lot, and that's my kind of dinosaur.
It's good. It's just very relatable.
So, question. Can I ask you a question about that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So, in the movie, if I remember correctly, that dinosaur was not a very bright dinosaur. Is that factual?
Yes. Stegosaurus is one of the smallest brains relative to its size of any dinosaur. But, however, dinosaur brains, if they're anything like bird brains, are actually more efficient than mammal brains. Like, this is why the insult bird brain isn't really an insult, because a bird neuron does about the same amount of data transfer as 3 or 4 mammal neurons. Mm-hmm. So, a bird, and if this is true also a dinosaur, could have a smaller brain and it be just as intelligent as a mammal with a bigger brain.
So our birds are smart then.
They are. They're very
Birds
smart.
are very smart.
And their brains are relatively small compared to how smart you think they might be.
Yeah,
So.
I should have learned Big Bird, He's a very smart bird.
He's very articulate.
He taught me many life lessons.
He did. Learn to share.
Right?
Don't let the strangers near you.
Yes, don't go down the dark alley.
Don't get in the van
don't
with
get
their
in the van
awkward
with the candy.
candy.
I was just gonna say, yeah. No, but and I thought he was. What's the one? Maybe I'm picturing the green one from that movie, but I didn't think he was a
From Land Before Time or
Stegosaurus.
Sesame Street.
Sorry, I just switched topics. Land Before Time.
Yeah.
I thought he was. What's the one? I thought he was kind of smushed without the. Because Stegosaurus is like the spikes that along.
Yeah,
the,
Spike doesn't
like,
have
in
spikes for some reason.
He didn't have spikes. I thought he had kind of an.
He had like ridges,
like an ankylosaurus type of tail.
Yeah.
Or is that the wrong? You know the one that's kind of like a ball.
Right. Yeah. The ankylosaurus. Yeah. They have a tail clubs.
Oh, I'm saying it. I'm sorry. How do you say it?
Ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus.
Or ankylosaurus is how some people say it.
Ankylosaurus. I think I've heard that before.
Yeah, I like to say it like ankylosaurus.
Proper.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, for some reason Spike doesn't have the plates or the tail spikes. I think it's because he's a baby, but according to official information on the movie, he is a Stegosaurus, so...
Okay, yeah, that's my answer.
Alright, cool. Good answer. It's a lot of people's favorite, so it's one of the reasons why, spoiler alert, I made the main villain in my Megazoic books.
Yeah.
Because no one expected that.
The one you love? Yes, the one you love.
Yeah, and according to reviews, he is quite scary, too, so... Anyway, so today, though, we were talking about a particular type of dinosaur that I thought you would like because you are a bit of a magical folk.
Yeah, oh, thank you.
A little bit of a witch, you're a witch, Lexi.
Yes, sure.
And a thumping good one at that.
Still doesn't have the nice ring to it that the wizard line does.
Harry.
I know. Maybe it's just because you didn't say it that way.
Yeah, you're a wizard, Lexi, even though you're a witch.
You're a witch, Lexi. That just sounds like your bad thing.
Yeah,
like
you're a witch, Lexi. Anyways, we're talking about Dracorex.
Nice.
It's a Pachycephalosaurus. Here, actually, let me get a picture of it for you.
I was about to say, do you want me to Google it on the interwebs?
Yeah, on the interwebs.
On the interwebs? I'd be happy to.
Yeah,
you just have to tell me. So, Draco... Rex.
Here,
that's, pretty easy. Pretty easy spelling.
Yeah, it's like Draco Malfoy and then Rex.
Yeah. Oh, this can't be accurate.
What?
Is this accurate? Let's see. This looks like just one of those... It's a raptor.
That's not it. No, here, I got some here.
Okay.
See, it's called Dracorex. It has like a dragon.
I Is it that one of them?
Yeah.
With the round on the top. And
that's a Pachycephalosaurus, which is the dome head one.
So it's that.
It's in that family. Yes.
It's in that family. So, but it looks more like this other picture.
Yeah, that's
you have of like a dragon.
Yeah,
it's more dragon-like.
That's where it got its name.
So awesome! This is like a mashup of Game of Thrones and Harry Potter, and I love it.
No, it's a good dinosaur. All right, so now at the beginning, I like to go through its stats. So it means Dragon King, and its species name is Hogwartsia, which means the whole thing is Dragon King of Hogwarts.
I knew it meant Dragon King because Dracorex.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Liking dinosaurs, you learn a lot of Greek and other Latin and other stuff like that.
I feel like the tragedies. It's just myself.
The Oedipus Rex, my least favorite dinosaur.
Yes. Oh, is that?
No, it's...
Okay, I was going to say, I know what that means, but is that also a dinosaur?
It's not.
Okay. It's a very incestual dinosaur breed.
It's a mother effer. Anyways. Literally. It's a Dracorex is a Pachycephalosaurid. It is 10 to 12 feet /3 to 3.5 meters long, 500 to 600 pounds, or 225 to 275 kilograms. So it's, about my size. No.
So, like, here, for reference, like, say, if you had to pick a fruit that we are, like, for reference, let's say we're limes.
Okay.
Is there a fruit big enough to show?
Okay, if we're limes...
or grape, or berry.
Okay,
like the smallest...
Interesting... comparison.
I talked to you earlier and I said I'm a visual learner, so I'm picturing it. I was like,
yeah,
how
true.
can I
Just
picture?
the hard numbers are kind of hard to... Like, 10 to 12 feet is about the size of a smart car. The length of a smart car, I think. Maybe a little bit longer
smart cars are pretty... they're known for being short.
The average car is 15 feet long, so 10 to 12.
Okay,
so 500 or 600 pounds... about like this.
Okay,
maybe
I can picture that.
Size.
I can picture that. It kind of feels like it might be the size of a couch.
Yeah, a couch. Yeah, like that one over there. Maybe a little bit shorter than that.
Okay,
longer than that. I mean,
interesting.
Yeah, it was an herbivore. I mean, it looks like a dragon. It looks like it could eat meat, but no, it's an herbivore. Lived in the late Cretaceous, 68 to 66 million years ago. Now, here's the thing. You might have heard that dinosaurs died out 65 million years ago. They actually died out 66 million years ago based on geology, but everyone thinks 65, so I just use 65.
Can I tell you something without you getting disappointed in me?
You didn't know that they died 65 million years ago?
I didn't. I know they died forever ago.
Right. Well, okay.
But
guess what, though? They didn't die 65 million years ago. They died 66 million years ago.
Okay.
But I use 65 as the more famous ones. That's why at the end of every show I do rate it 1 out of 65 million. Okay.
That makes sense. I knew that. I knew that ever since you said that earlier this evening.
Right, exactly.
That's when I learned.
Location, northwestern USA. So basically just all over that area. I don't know why I'm pointing up like the listeners can see.
I know. I'm because I said I'm a visual learner. You're helping me out.
Okay, so Colorado's right here. It's kind of like around this area. Yeah. Described in 2006. Is when it was first described. It was discovered earlier, but when species get they get recognized, and there's like a paper that describes them and knows all the information. But that's when they're officially described, and that's when they get the name from. That's what I talk about here, rather than when they're discovered, which is when they first find the bones.
And I'm sorry, you said it was in North America. Where?
Northwestern USA.
Okay, so yeah, it's the range.
Yeah, described 2006. Pop culture appearances, I say Harry Potter, but it's also in Jurassic Park games like Jurassic World Evolution, which is a game I play. It's like a tycoon game. You build your own Jurassic World. Oh, that's awesome.
I played Dino Park Tycoon.
Yeah.
On
that's an
real
old one.
Like 90s, like 96.
Yeah. It's like build your own Jurassic World. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, so as an author myself and a huge dino nerd, one of the biggest honors I could imagine is having a species of dinosaur or other prehistoric animal named in your honor, or in honor of something for your work. Like Michael Crichton, the author of Jurassic Park, actually has a species of ankylosaurid named Crichtonosaurus, named after him.
That seems fitting.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's a thing.
Well, it's really kind of mind-screwy is that Crichtonosaurus is one of the animals you can put into your Jurassic World park in Jurassic World the game, which means in the universe of Jurassic World, there's a dinosaur named after Michael Crichton for some reason, even though Jurassic World is real.
He created it. What?
It's so weird.
Wait. Hold on.
So
this is where being drinking and such, which I am doing, doesn't help.
Okay, so in Jurassic World Evolution, one of the animals you can put in your park is a Crichtonosaurus.
Yes.
Which means that the dinosaur of Crichtonosaurus has been described.
But that's he created something in a world and made it real.
Kind of. Well, what the
I
funny
mean,
thing...
kind of. I mean, it already existed, but he made the name of it, like, you know what I mean? It's like name, it's referred, it's a mind effer.
It is. Well, it is. And also, like, just basically it means in the universe of Jurassic World, we're in a world where Jurassic World actually exists. Michael Crichton is apparently noteworthy enough to have a dinosaur named after him.
Yeah.
Even though the dinosaur was named after him, and that because he wrote Jurassic Park.
I know.
So
That's
why
what I'm
is
saying.
it
Yeah.
weird? Yeah.
I know. That's what my brain just did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyways, but it's still funny. There's also a dinosaur literally named Thanos,
Okay.
as in the Marvel supervillain.
Yep. Of course. I wonder if that one has as big of a chin as he did.
I've seen a lot of description,
Or is it
paleo art of it where it's just purple and has
I was going to say,
chin.
it must be purple, yeah.
However, one of the coolest instances of this is the one we're talking about today, the Pachycephalosaurus Dracorex hogwartsia, literally means Dragon King of Hogwarts. It was discovered by paleontologist Robert Bacher. The book Raptor Red fame. Raptor Red's one of my favorite books. It's like a story.
Say the name again? What is
Raptor Red.
Raptor Red. Okay.
Yeah, it's a story about these raptors, but that in dinosaur times, but it's like they're just animals and they're living, but it's like a story, and they kind of think. It's a little anthropomorphized, but not.
It's like Animal Farm style?
Kind of. I don't.
Except for not something that you're forced to read in 7th or 8th grade?
No, it's really entertaining. I like
Okay.
it. Anyways, its skull, Dracorex's skull, is quite draconic in appearance, with all these spikes adorning the back and the head, and a shark beak-like jaw, which inspired its name. So when hearing about this dinosaur being named, J.K. Rowling said, and I quote, the naming of Dracorex hogwartsia is easily the most unexpected honor to have come my way since the publication of the Harry Potter books. I'm absolutely thrilled that Hogwarts has made a small claw mark on the fascinating world of dinosaurs. I happen to know more on the subject of paleontology than many might credit because my eldest daughter was a Utah Raptor-obsessed fan. I'm also very much looking forward to reading Dr. Bacher and his colleagues' paper describing my dinosaur, which I can't help but visualizing as a slightly less pyromaniac Hungarian horntail. That's how J.K. Rowling imagines it.
Yes, I mean, that's such an aggressive dragon. I mean, are there actual dinosaurs that were that aggressive like those dinosaurs, or like those dragons were?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell the behavior from bones.
That's true, but I don't know. You guys know some. I didn't know the 65 million thing was pretty impressive. Or excuse me, 66 million.
Right.
Of course.
Right, indeed. However, before the nerdy festivities lasted too long, the mustache-twirling villainy of cold, humorless science reared its ugly head. So Dracorex has a bit of a controversy around it for paleontologists. And this is no fun. I don't like this at all. But we're going to talk about it.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Fellow paleontologist Jack Horner has theorized, and several others agree, that Dracorex is actually the juvenile of Pachycephalosaurus, rather than its own species.
And that's the one with the rounder head. Yes.
Yeah, so, and they think that, when it became an adult, its head got rounder, and it lost some of the spikes. And there's some evidence to support this, though, because, it was found at the same time and place. And also, only adult Pachycephalosaurus fossils are known, but only juvenile Dracorex fossils are known.
What do you think?
Pardon the Harry Potter punt. I take umbrage with this theory. Because, and not just because I want to fight to preserve the scientific validity of something literally called the Dragon King of Hogwarts. It's in the same time and place as Pachycephalosaurus, but since when is there only one species of animal per family present in a single location? Think about how many antelopes there are in the Serengeti. Mm-hmm. There's so many different species, and they live harmoniously with each other. Mm-hmm. So is that the only evidence? Because it could be, you could just be like, that's a coincidence. It is. But also one of the reasons why I think it's its own species is because, look, I get it getting more of a domed head when it got older. What I don't get is losing the spikes when it got older. Why would you lose spikes when you got older?
I don't know. Is it like teeth? Your spikes grow? Well,
they
just fall out.
Or they use a nail
file? Animals and in general and everything. There are some weird things in nature, man.
There is.
So,
I don't know.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible. I don't like it, though.
You don't like the theory?
I don't like the theory. Okay. I take umbrage at the theory.
Okay. Right, of course. Yes.
But also, Jack Horner, the paleontologist who suggested this, is notorious for trying to do the same thing for other dinosaurs and merge them together to form one species. Most infamously, when he tried to claim that Triceratops is actually a subadult, lesser-known dinosaur called Torosaurus. He was actually trying to get rid of Triceratops.
Oh my gosh. I don't know anything about paleontology, but let me just, besides, watching Sam Neill.
Right.
but, you know...
Screw this guy, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know, you don't mess with that.
Right,
you
yeah,
know?
I mean, I get as if the science says otherwise.
But it also seemed like that's his go-to. He's just like, oh, they're related. Oh, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, just different life cycles, yeah.
Oh, here it is again. Same thing over here. Yep.
Right, like, we don't need any of that. I mean, I guess...
Like, he's that guy.
Yeah, like, how dare he, is what I say. Look, I admit I'm no scientist. I know less about this than the actual scientists proposing this theory, but it's still not fully agreed upon that Dracorex was indeed a young Pachycephalosaurus. So for the sake of nerds everywhere, I will fight to defend Dracorex's validity. Unless it's absolutely proven that it's not valid, in which case, fine, whatever.
I think it sounds like an amazing, like, I don't know. I'm just picturing Drogon from Game of Thrones, which I know you haven't seen, but it's the big dragon.
Yeah, I know Drogon, yeah.
It's the big dragon.
Dracorex would stand no chance against Drogon.
I mean, who would, right?
I mean, get a herd of Dracorex and Drogon can barbecue them all at once.
So here is a question.
Yes.
I mean, if you take away the fire part of that dragon,
yeah,
do you think there are dinosaurs that could beat that dragon?
It's pretty damn big, too.
It is pretty... Well, I don't know. How big are generally flying dinosaurs?
There are no flying dinosaurs except for birds, actually.
Well, okay, the ones that
pterosaurs are not dinosaurs.
We, the common folk, would refer to as dinosaurs.
Well, I guess that's
like what do you call what's the one with the T? Pterodactyl?
Pterodactyl.
Many people, again, myself included, the uneducated, would think that is a dinosaur.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
a lot of people do.
So,
and to be fair, they're closely related.
But those are probably much smaller than what we've seen on HBO's Game of Thrones.
Some of them could get pretty big.
Okay.
But they were also very, lightly built.
Are their wings webbed?
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, because I feel like that would be disadvantaged too. I feel like you'd more vulnerable. I don't know. It might be better at flying. But.
Right. Well, like the big pterodactyls, the way their wings work is that there's a thing of webbing that connects both the arm and the leg to all form a single.
It's like a starfish.
Sort of. But it goes out more from the arm.
Now I'm picturing a flying starfish.
That's pretty good. Woo, woo.
Yeah,
Patrick, like flapping his little legs.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I think Drogon looks to be about 50 or 60 or even longer in length. So the only animal that could really stand a chance is T-Rex, and even
classic.
It would have to go for the neck and crush it immediately, and even that might not even do that.
Yep.
So, T-Rex is the go-to, not just because it's a big one, but also because it's got a very bone-crushing bite. More so than even other bigger meat-eating dinosaurs. They know its pressure of its bite, and it's massive.
So I hope I don't sound crazy when I ask this, but you keep saying, you've said some things like, how do we know from just bones? You keep, for a couple of things. So my question to you is a little, I mean, it's about dinosaurs for sure, but it's off topic from what you just said, is, do you think it's possible that one of the dinosaurs back then could have breathed fire?
Maybe. Probably not. But maybe.
But, wow.
Have you ever seen the documentary Dragons, a Fantasy Made Real? It's like
no.
an Animal Planet thing.
No, but I saw a preview for that where it's all of the real life dragon.
It scientifically explains how it would all work.
Oh, wait, maybe that's not what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, what if they were real and this is how they would work?
That's kind of cool. The theory of dragons.
Right. It's okay, they're so big, but they can fly because they have these things called air sacs in their body. Kind of like crocodiles have things called swim bladders or something that help them kind of be buoyant in the water, but also they can deflate when they need to dive. They're what if these dragons had a similar thing? These air sacs, what they thought, and they filled them with hydrogen, which is a very, very light element. So it's kind of like a balloon sort of thing, but it gave it just enough of a lift where it could use its wings to fly more.
Okay.
And it built up this hydrogen by eating food, and it had organs that kind of pumped it up from so that's how it flew. But also the thing about hydrogen is that it's also very flammable.
Right.
So they mixed it up with the dragons would eat platinum.
This is all in the dragon
in the documentary.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is how they would have actually worked if they were real, according to this documentary.
Jesus. I love that concept, dragon theory. It's I went to school and majored in dragon theory.
Didn't Percy do that, or was that...
Percy?
Well, which one of them... No, Percy was the prefect.
No, Bill.
Bill was the one who did that.
No, Charlie.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's right.
Charlie,
I knew it was one of the upper Weasleys.
Bill is the werewolf, yeah.
Right, okay. I'm actually rereading those books. They're quite good.
They are
reading them with
quite good.
Yeah,
Please.
they're okay. They're not good. No.
You're crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, basically they explained it all in these fascinating details, including how they die, which is also kind of sad because it stipulates that we wiped them out, and that's why they fade into myths and legends because they're not around anymore.
Well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. It's kind of convincing. The only reason why I'm not convinced is because there's no fossils of dragons. And that's a darn... I know not everything fossilizes. Like, there's thousands of different dinosaur species we'll never know about. But that's a big thing to miss out.
But what if it wasn't a dragon per se, but just a fire-breathing dinosaur?
Possibly. I mean...
Do you think that's more likely than, like, a winged...
I actually think a winged one would probably be more likely.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because fire-breathing is such a unique skill. The closest real-life animal that does that is the bombardier beetle.
What does it do? Oh my gosh!
It just spews burning acid from its back.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it can be it's flammable a little. So
yeah, but so are farts.
Yeah, I guess
so. That's not that impressive.
Okay. But basically, that's
like if I wanted to and I had a lighter, I could do that.
That's true. Yeah, take that, bombardier beetle.
Kind of. Yeah, suck it.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. So that's the closest you can get. But Dracorex, it's still a cool dinosaur, and now we're at the point where we rate the animal 1 out of 65 million. Whatever reason we like. I've had people rate them for like sexiness, dexterity, mana pool.
This one I'm gonna have to rate.
You can also break the rating scale for comedic value. I've had people rate things like 100 trillion or like.
Yeah, I'll probably just do 394.
Really? Million. Is that a notable number?
No, it's for any of you Harry Potter fans.
Oh yeah, I figured it was Harry Potter.
It is the page that Professor Snape in Prisoner of Azkaban keeps demanding the class turn to Alan Rickman over and over again. Miss him so much. Yeah, you say turn to page 394. Yeah.
Okay, so 394 million. Got
million.
It. How about 9 3/4 million? Nah, that's too little.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought of that first. When I thought of Harry Potter numbers, you would think 9 3/4 would have been the first number I thought of, but I thought of 394.
That's okay.
To be fair, Alan Rickman was one of my biggest idols ever.
He also has a very sexy voice.
Yeah, of course. So that's such a memorable scene. Oh, love him. Amazing.
394 3/4. Okay, I'm probably gonna rate it like 55 million just because it's really...
that's up there.
Yeah, it's up there. It's pretty cool.
Is the scale 266 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's actually 265.
65.
Even though it's confusing. I do 65 million for the scale because that's what people tend to think how long ago they died, and that's the famous number. Even though geologically speaking, it is technically 66 million. So
okay.
It's also, it doesn't matter. However you want it to be.
It was a long time ago.
Yes, it's a long-ass time ago.
Yes.
But yep, so, all right, that's it for this week. If you want to support the show, you can follow me. Wait, what was I say? I have this thing I always read that when I go to this part, and I don't have it memorized yet.
Do it.
All right, you can email me at mattd@matthewdonnacareer.com for any questions. Ask us what your favorite dinosaur is, and we can read it on air and maybe do an episode on it later,
That'd be amazing.
Also, any prehistoric creature. We do all sorts of things. I mean, sometimes I'm not even limited to creatures. I have some episodes coming up that are like some prehistoric fungi.
Oh,
There's this one that's called Prototaxites that we're going to do. It's like a 30-foot tall obelisk-looking fungi organism, quite phallic.
I was going to say I'm picturing a giant mushroom.
Yeah, it doesn't have
like the mushroom cap.
It doesn't. It's just like a big.
It's just super
thing.
tall. It's just a super tall mushroom.
Yeah, it is. So we might do an episode on that.
Yeah,
I mean, not you. I don't know. I'm doing it with my friend Natasha. Actually, so I have a plan.
Talk about mushrooms. I'm excited to listen to it.
We're going to talk about mushrooms. We're going to talk about how it looks. If you want to follow me on social media, you can find me at Matthewdon Career on Facebook, at Matthewdon64 on Twitter, and Matthewdon64 on Instagram. Also, the show email, you can email me. If you want to talk to Lexi in any way, I can relay messages to her.
Yeah, can I plug my Insta?
If you want, go ahead.
Sure. You can hit me up on Insta. It's Lexi Tate 44.
That's right. So I'm 64, you're 44. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why I picked 64.
We like the evens.
Yeah.
Evens, Stevens.
Yes, indeed. Okay, also, if you're interested in writing, I have a podcast called The Ritwit, where two twits talk about writing, me and my friend Matt David, who's not decided not to be on the show because he's a loser. No, he's fine. He's not. The only way I could convince him to be on the show is if we do all the dinosaurs from Power Rangers.
I was on, by the way, 2 episodes of the Ritwit. So
yes, you were. Oh wait, 2?
2. Well, for the callback.
Oh, that's right. The one. Yeah, you were right.
The callback with the murder mystery.
That's right. You were. Yeah, you were one of the co-hosts in one, but you were in the other.
Yeah, that was just a fun thing. But you wrote some great lines for that. You should check it out. It's amazing.
Thanks. It's all right.
I loved it.
Nah, it's good. I'm being
loved
silly.
it.
Thanks.
Don't be modest.
It's the greatest thing ever. Everyone should bow down to it, anyways. Also, I have a book series on Amazon called Megazoic, available for print and Kindle. They're all about dinosaurs, so check it out if you want. Or don't, up to you.
No, do it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, that's it for this week. And as we say at the end of every episode, we do a little rawr, like,
whatever. Do you do it together in unison?
If you want. Just however you imagine this.
And getting ready to do the hands even though no one's going to see it.
Yeah. Well, I also do, however, the creature you think might have sounded. So how do you think Dracorex sounded?
Oh, he probably sounded like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm picturing more of like a...
Like a cow, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll edit